as we continue to look at the life of Joseph, we see that his brothers have cast him in a pit, right? And went and sat down and ate, continuing their life as if nothing had happened. See, they was upset with Joseph because his father had showed favor to Joseph. So then he had a dream saying he's going to be over them and say that y'all going to bow to me. And now they were so upset and started to hate him. They wanted to have him killed. And one of his brothers was like, no, let's don't have no blood on our hands. Let's sell him. And so now they had cast him into this pit, right? And they went to sit down and eat. Now they didn't put him in a pit with no water, that knowing he going to die. How many times have someone wronged you and you look and see them acting as nothing has happened? Smiling, talking, continue to come around you like everything is still the same. Has that ever happened to you? They ain't wrong. You didn't put you in a pit. Then here they are. They just talking, coming around, talking to you like nothing had happened. That's what Joseph brothers did. They threw him in the pit and sat down and ate like nothing wrong. Like everything's okay. Now because of what they have done to you, you in a pit. Because what they done, how they lied on you, whatever they done to you, you're in some type of trouble. You're in some type of bind. Okay? And they living as everything is all right with life. This is one reason God said in Philippians 2:12, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Because if we don't let go of the past, if we don't let go or get past what people done to us, do you know if you don't get past what people done for you, if you can't forgive what people done to you, even if they put you in a pit, your salvation is in jeopardy. You have to get past what people do to you. I would say forgiveness is for you, not for them. They sitting around eating like nothing happened. Now Joseph can stay in this pit and just be mad and don't forgive them like some of us do. We are in pits now and we can't forgive. That's why he said you got to work out your own soul salvation. Your salvation is not tied to nobody else. You got to do what's right for your soul to go to heaven. You can't worry about what everybody else done to you or what they doing. It's up to you to get your soul in heaven. Okay? See, when we depend on others to make our life what it needs to be, we'll find ourselves in a pit with no water. See, a lot of us, we depend on this person to make us happy. We want our wife to make us happy. We want our kids to make us happy. We want our husband to make us happy. We want our job to make us happy. When you depend on someone else to make you happy, you'll find yourself in a pit because your expectation of people don't live up to what you expect them to do. So you'll find yourself in a pit with no water. The Bible says they cast Joseph in an empty pit with no water. Meaning there was no life, no hope for him to live. See, people can know what you are dealing with, what you are going through, and be like Joseph and sit back and enjoy life, eating and being merry, while they knowing that you are struggling with. See, people can know that you're struggling. People know you're going through, and they be just having a field day, not worrying about what you're dealing with. And they sit back eating, going on by their very life like nothing is wrong. But God always have a ram in the bush. Now, Joseph in this pit, no way out, right? But God had a ram in the bush. And that ram was the Israelites coming through. And see, they sold Joseph to the Israelites, and they turned around and sold Joseph to Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, and Egyptians. Have you ever went from one bad situation to another one, wondering when it was going to all be over? You're already struggling with this. Now you're going through this. Now that didn't happen. And you're going from one situation to the next. And it seemed like every situation looked worse than what it was. That's Joseph. See, to Joseph, it might have looked like there was no hope of ever seeing his dream come to pass. First, his family betrayed him. He sold into slavery to a different nation, which took him to another land and sold him again. Think about that. Your family betrayed you. They sell you to a nation. This nation don't want you. They take you to another land and sell you again. You just getting passed on and passed on and passed on. See, the thing about going through, as long as the Lord is with you, you can face anything. The Bible said the Lord was with Joseph, and he was prosperous. He was successful. He was in the house of his master, the Egyptian. The Bible says in verse 3, say, and his master saw the Lord was with him. My question is, when you're going through, when you're at your lowest of your lowest, when you're feeling at your worst, do people see God in you? That's my question. When you're at your lowest point of life, when you feel like giving up, when you feel like everything's coming against you, do people see God in you? Joseph, the lowest of the lowest. And it said his master, seeing the Lord was with him. Think about that. When you're at your lowest point of life, do people see God in you, or do they see the hell in you? It's just a question. Only you know the answer. See, when things come up against you, do you allow your tongue become a device of destruction? Do you allow your mouth, your mind, come with words that shouldn't come out and take life from a person? Or do you give life to the person because even though you're going through? What do you do? Sometimes I can't help it. Yes, you can help it. Ain't no such thing you can't help it. You don't have to bring your own body under submission, the Bible says. You have to have control of your body. Okay. Joseph in the land, he only speak the language. You can act a fool, couldn't he? But what did he do? He did everything right. I don't want to get ahead of myself, so I got to slow down. I'm going to jump to the end. Yeah, say it again. I have to go. I didn't jump to. See, I didn't jump to the end. Let me. I'm way up ahead of myself. Let me back. The Bible said Joseph's master saw the Lord with him. I didn't get off track. That speaks volume, whether you think so or not. When the people's over you, when your boss, your children, see your children, your family need to see God in you. That speaks volume. When your own family see God in you, that's on your job, people need to see God in you. That speaks volume. It's what people see in you when you're going through that matters the most, because God sees your future while you're looking at the moment that you are in. Somebody gonna get that. God sees your future while you looking at the moment that you are in. I'm trying not to get ahead of myself because I want to go somewhere right now, but I'm trying not to get ahead. So Joseph is in Potiphar's house, right? Not his own house, but someone else's house. Luke 16:12 say, and if ye have not been faithful in that matter which is another man, who should give you that which is your own? Look, the way that most people are is they don't want to be dedicated or give their all to something that's not theirs. So they just give enough to say they gave because they waiting on their own. See, when you're working on a job and when you're doing something, you ain't going to give your all because it's not yours. See, you don't want to give your all to something that don't belong to you. But the Bible say, being faithful in which is to another man, who should give you which you own? If you can't be faithful to somebody else's stuff, why would God give you your own stuff? That's the Bible, not me. I'm just saying. But look, if you don't go all out to which is not your own, then you can't get your own. That's what the Bible's saying. Listen, if you can't preach hard when there's just a few people, the Bible says be faithful over a few things. I'll make you what? Ruler over many things. It's kind of like when you go to work and you don't go all out. You don't give your all because it's not your company. I didn't say it that. So they ain't going to get rich off my back. I raised my hand. I was like, I ain't getting all my energy. Shoot, this ain't my company. They wasn't getting rich. I ain't getting nothing. They just throwing me a little straps. But the Bible says if you can't be faithful over somebody else's stuff. That's why it's hard for some of us to get our own business, because we can't be faithful to the business that we're working for. Oh, my God. That spoke to me then. That spoke to, man. Okay. Y'all want to see, y'all ain't trying to get your own business. Y'all ain't trying to get nowhere. Y'all want to keep working for somebody. Y'all don't want that, the abundance. Y'all don't want the blessings of the Lord. Keep on half working at work. And you're going to be half working until the day you die. Okay, I'm going to move forward and move. I know, see, some things you don't want to hear. Look, but God say, if you're not faithful over a few things, how can you hear well done? Don't he say, well done, my good and faithful servant? You have been faithful over a few things. You can't hear well done if you can't be faithful over somebody else's stuff. See, the parable is that this certain man gave them some talents, right? And the talents weren't theirs, right? That was each man he gave 1 5, 1 2, 1 1, right? And it wasn't theirs. And they grew this man, 2 of them grew this man's stuff. Even though it wasn't theirs, and 1 didn't do nothing. And the ones that grew, he said, well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful over a few things. If you can't be faithful over somebody else's stuff, don't expect to get nothing from the Lord. That's the word. I mean, that's God. I'm just saying. How can you hear well done from God if you can't be faithful with someone else's stuff? Like Joseph. Look, he didn't own the house, but he ran the house. The Bible says he prospered in Potiphar's house. He didn't have Potiphar's bills, but guess what? He the one paid the bills. He was over everything in Potiphar's house. It wasn't his, but he was running like it was his. He was living like it was his. He was controlling and commanding everybody in the house. Only thing he didn't have control of is what he ate. Oh, my God. You have to understand, some people get experience on one job that they don't realize they're going to need on another job when God moves them. I want to say that again. They ain't understand that. Sometimes, I want to say it this way. Sometimes God have you working on this job to get your experience, because he's about to move you somewhere that that experience you're going to need when you get there. Let me show you what the Bible says. The Bible says like this in Proverbs 8:16. A man's gift make room for him. So let me put it this way. See, you didn't have the gift until you got the experience. See, God had the job ready, but you didn't have the gift. Joseph didn't have the experience that he needed to run a nation. See, he had the intelligence, but he didn't have the gift. So he had to go somewhere and learn how to run a whole household so he could run a nation later on. Oh, somebody will understand me in a minute. See, he didn't understand the language. See, he was in another country that spoke a whole nother language. And so he had to learn how to speak that language, because God had a place for him that he going to be controlling all the Egyptians in the land. And see, statistics say you have to work at something at least 10 years, 10,000 hours before you become an expert in it. So he spent 11 years in Potiphar's house. He was an expert in that language. See, man. See, he couldn't go because he didn't know that he going to go and speak to Pharaoh. Not no guards, not the captain, not the sidekick, but he going to actually go speak to Pharaoh himself. And he couldn't be going over there stumbling over his word because he couldn't speak the proper language correctly. See, sometimes we don't want to speak correctly. We don't want to speak English correctly. But sometimes God got a position that you need to know how to talk proper. You need to know how to speak correctly. You can't be talking all this slang, because you're going to get a position that needs your words to be articulated correctly. Oh, my God, somebody don't understand me. So he'll put you somewhere They're going to get on your nerves. That they're going to be nitpicking how you speak, how you talk, how you walk, how you look, how you act, how you dress. See, you go on these jobs, they tell you dress like this. You don't want to dress like that. Oh, that's a gift. They taking my freedom. But God got somewhere that you, see, y'all know that's how it is. It's supposed to be a free country. I sit here and wear my hair all over my head, looking like a hot mess. That's my prerogative, right? Well, you don't get this job. You don't know what God, see, you're looking at now. God look at your future. God got some things set up that you need to dress a certain way. And you got, you want to talk like you want to talk. Dress like you want to dress. Act like you want to act. God said, I got something better for you. I got a career for you. This is just a standby. This is just a moment in time. But you ain't acting right. Okay. Let me move on. Genesis 39:4. And Joseph found grace in his sight. And when he found grace in the Potiphar's sight, and he was there for some time, the Bible says, and Potiphar's wife cast eyes on him. Do you know people will begin to cast eyes on you, begin to wonder why you're doing all that you're doing, and it's not your stuff? Why you being so faithful to someone else's stuff, and they not faithful to you? Why are you working so hard for this company? You know they don't like you, they don't care about you. They'll fire you in a minute. I hear that all the time. Shoot, it couldn't be me. I'd be taking advantage of this stuff. And it reminded me of when I was working at this car shop. And the guy there, he didn't want to hire me, to be honest. I went down and asked for a job. He's like, no, I ain't hiring nobody. And I was walking off, and he said, well, God told me to hire you. He said, no, I can't pay you too much now. I said, well, just pay me what you can pay me. And I started out, it averaged to $4 an hour. This is not too long ago, so, that ain't nothing. Minimum wage is way higher than that. And I got that first little check. I went home, told my wife we're going to eat it with $150 for a whole week. I was so happy. But look here now. Then he got so much trust in me. I had all he didn't pay no bills. Then he started hiring everybody. I got this $8 an hour. I'm paying everybody else $25 and $30 and $40 an hour. I'm writing all the check. And somebody said, you can write your check. You can write a bigger check for you. I said, no, this is not my money. Then well, he don't even know how much money he make a day. He don't never come here. You run the whole business. If I was you, I said, nah. I don't treat him like I want somebody to treat me. Y'all understand? I'm writing these big checks for everybody else. And here I go write my little $200 check a week. These people getting $1,500, $2,000. And I'm doing all the work. But God had a job waiting on me. Wasn't too long after that I got hired where I'm at now. God knows what he's doing. So you got to be faithful. Because now I'm over millions of dollars every week. If I couldn't be over this little thousands of dollars, why would God give me a job over millions of dollars? Okay, never mind. Let me move over. Let me move to the move. Because y'all ain't listening to the listening. But that's okay. I'm going to keep preaching. Whether you want to hear it or not. Amen, lights, amen, wall. Somebody standing up for me. Look at that wall standing. Look to y'all left, look to y'all right. That wall standing up for me. Go ahead, wall. Stand up for me now. Shoot. And the minute these lights going to flicker, that means they clapping for me. Oh, man. See, you're doing all these things, but yet and still you're a slave. You're still a servant. You're still serving people that will lie on you, talk about you, because they're not in your position. The Bible says she cast her eyes on Joseph. They wondering why you don't take no extra time on your job on break. They wondering why you don't come in late. They wondering why you don't mind doing everything, every task that your supervisor assigned to you. See, when you refuse to go along with their tomfoolery, I'm going to say that again. When you refuse to go along with their tomfoolery, their plans, then they'll start watching you, trying to catch you off your game. See, when the tomfoolery was for him to sleep with her. That was her plan. That's tomfoolery. He's over everything. And she wanted him to mess that up. And so what I'm saying, they're trying to catch you off your game, and she caught him off his game because he went in the house by himself. And when he went in his house by himself, the Bible says she grabbed a hold to his garment and said, lie with me. And he refused and took off, and she kept his garment in his hand. My God, my God. Many people do the right thing. It's just when they're doing the right thing, it's at the wrong time, not realizing that what they're doing right is at the wrong time. What I mean, Hebrews will clear it up for me. Romans 14:6 clear it up. Let not your good be evil spoken of. Don't let your good be even spoken of. Even when your intentions are pure. Your actions are righteous. There will be those who will twist the truth about you. Just like in Joseph's case. Despite him not wanting to sleep, his honesty saying, I'm not going to sleep with you, telling her that you belong to my master. He give me everything but you and what he eat on, and his loyalty to his master. He still faced these accusations and these harsh consequences. See, when your good be evil spoken of. So you got to know where you're at all times. Even though you're doing what's right, it could be at the wrong time, at the wrong place, with the wrong person, and people will say things and lie about what you're doing because they only saying what they see and not what they done heard. I'm just trying to tell somebody. Ooh, Jesus. And then it came to pass that when she told her husband, the master, and he heard these words, he was okay until he, I'm trying to get in, let me slow down. Whew. I'm going to say it like this. I can imagine Potiphar hearing all this. But it wasn't until his wife said, this servant, this Hebrew you brought into the house, did this to me. It reminded me of Adam. Adam was all right with Eve until God got on to him. First thing he said, there was this woman you gave. It reminded me of Adam. Ain't that what he said? She was all there in a bag of chips till they got in trouble. This Hebrew boy was all right until he didn't do what she wanted. And then he going to say, this Hebrew that you brought in the house. See what he done to me? Man, I'm telling you. See, and Potiphar gets so bad, so angry, that not only did he put him in prison, he put him in a king prison, which is a little different because the king would come down there, wake up someday, look his head up, and say just kill that person for no reason, just for some enjoyment. Y'all seen Gladiator? Just have folks fight and kill each other. That's their pleasure. Today we're going to take two of them out this prison and have them fight to the death. Just pleasure. So there's a difference being in a regular prison and being in a king prison. So he was so mad, he didn't put him just in jail. He put him in the Bible says, the king prison. Because you know the king, one day, everybody in king prison, they'll never get out. You're going to die. And you ain't going to die of old age either. Okay. Because they're going to have enjoyment. They enjoy watching things eat on your body, watch you run around till a lion catch you. There's different things, do all kinds of stuff, whatever they can do for enjoyment. Ain't that something? That's crazy. And this is where Joseph found himself at, in the king prison. And you're wondering why. And you know, for a long time I wondered why did Potiphar even believe his wife, right? You know, after, because Joseph been there 11 years, he showed himself loyal, right? But let me explain something to you. See, the Bible said that Potiphar was an officer of Pharaoh, right? And if you're an officer, more than likely, 95% of the time, you were the eunuch. That means you ain't have no down there, no private parts. They cut all that off. Because they don't need you sleeping with their women. Now, when you get a certain status, they'll let you have a wife, but you got a wife, and then you got to adopt children. So everybody that worked for Potiphar, they all was eunuchs. And here comes Joseph. See, he found favor with the Lord. So Potiphar then cut him up. So she like, here's somebody. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it alone. We're going to move on. But it makes so much sense. But y'all really understand it. Look, if you go to Moses' story, it all makes sense. See, Moses, I'm just give you a little bit. At the beginning of Exodus, it says in verse 8, now rose a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph, right? See, when Joseph took over, everybody from his land came there to stay. And we're going to get into all that. And Joseph let them all keep their parts. Know how I know? Because the next one said, and that king said to his people, and he said until his people, that's what the Bible said, look it up, Exodus 8 and 9. And he said to his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel is more and mighty than we. See, because all his people, they ain't had nothing to reproduce. But all of Israel can. So they started reproducing. They becoming more. He said, we got to put them under subjection. They started growing. See, he didn't know when Joseph took over, Joseph said, y'all ain't cutting us up. I'm just saying. So it makes a lot of sense why there were so many Israelites in the land of Egypt. And that was afraid of them taking over because the Egyptian wasn't multiplying like that. Because the king had to multiply the land. He got there and sleep with everybody because ain't nobody else can sleep. So, okay, we're going to move on. I'm just trying. So you got to understand the Bible and whole why stuff happens. It makes sense when you see the whole picture unfold in front of you. Because you wonder, why he didn't believe Joseph? That's why he didn't believe Joseph. Shoot. He probably looked down there and looked at Joseph. Oh, yeah, you did something. you ain't looking right. And he ain't got no garment on to cover up now? Oh, yeah. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. You doing what I can't do. You got to go. You got to go. But what we got to remember is God gave you a dream. Gave Joseph a dream. He gave you a dream. And you must live to see it through. So what you do now, what you're going through now, is only for a season. It might not look like things happening your way. Seem like everything going against you. It's just for a season. And look here, y'all. This what going to help you get through your season. What we must do is not look at the time of the season. Don't look at how much time you're in the season, how long you in the season, how long you going through. See, altogether, Joseph went through for 13 years. Don't look at the time that you're going through the season. Just know it's a season. And every season going to change. See, what we do, we get to looking at how long this season lasts in us. How long I'm going through. How long I'm put up in this relationship. How long I'm put up with these kids acting like this. How long I'm put up with these people treat me this way. How long this going. Don't worry about how long. Just know it's a season. And the main thing, you have to know that the Lord is with you. And the only way you know the Lord is with you if you're doing something that have him with you. You have to be living a certain way in order for the Lord to be with you so that you know you're just in a season. Now, if the Lord ain't with you, then you may not be in a season. You might just be in life. Oh, God, thank you, because I ain't got that wrote down. That came from the Spirit himself. I got to say that again. See, the only way you'll know that you're in a season is you're living right to have the Lord with you. Then you're in a season. And because if the Lord is not with you because you're not living right, then you're just in life. That's just your life. You can't get up out of that. Not with the Lord help. Okay. Somebody going to get that in a minute. See, Joseph then went from a loving son to a pit, to slavery, from running his master's house to sitting in the king's prison. And through everything, the only thing I see consistent, because it ain't consistent, is it? He going from one thing to another. The only thing I see consistent is in every beginning of everything, it said the Lord was with him. That's the only thing that's consistent. No matter where he at, the Lord is with him. That means wherever you're in life, you need the Lord with you. If the Lord with you in every step, every accident, every setback, every move back, every pushback, every wrong turn, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. It might not look good now, but the Lord with me, I'm going to be all right. It might not look right now, but the Lord's with me. I might not be feeling my best. I might can't see, but guess what? The Lord with me. See, you might have two eyes, but I can see just as good as you with one eye. Why? Because the Lord with me. I might ain't got but 50% of my lungs, but I can breathe just as good as you. Why? Because the Lord's with me. I ain't got no balance, but I can walk just like you. Because the Lord's what? With me. My ankle hurt, my knee hurt, my back hurt, but I ain't worried about it because of what? The Lord's with me. Shoo, Jesus. You looking at life just life. And life is life, and if the Lord ain't with you. But if the Lord with you, life ain't life, and it's a season. It's a season. Look at somebody and say, it might not look like it now, but the Lord is with me. Because sometimes when you're going through, the people on the outside look at your life when you're going through, it don't look like the Lord is with you. Think about that. Think about that. Because people see what you're going through. They see what you're dealing with on your job. They see what you're dealing with in your physical health. They see what you're dealing with in your relationships. See what you're dealing with in your marriage. See what you're dealing with your children, your health. And they say, don't you go to church? I said, yeah, and the Lord's with me. You best believe if it with you, it probably would not be like this. Because if you ain't got the Lord with you, you couldn't deal with what I'm going through right now. See, y'all think you got it hard. That thing about if you were going through what you had without the Lord. You think it's difficult now with the Lord? We got, like he said, we got plenty of testimonies in here. The same testimonies that we got overcomers in here, people that died from. Not one or two, but millions of people that died from. Okay. See, this is a true picture of Galatians 6 and 9. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap, if we faint not. My question is, do you only do well because of the money you make, because of the paycheck? Do you only do well? Do you only preach well because how many people show up to hear you? Do you only do well? Are you only a good husband because you got a good wife? See, long as she's doing what she's supposed to do that you think she's supposed to do, or you ask her to do you be a good husband? Are you a good wife because he paying the bills, because he's loyal to you? Are you only a good wife because of he's a good husband? If he cheat on you, are you still going to be a good wife? If she cheat on you, are you still going to be a good husband? Or are you going to try to get them back? See, are you only doing well because they doing well? Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. So you talk about, oh, I'm a good husband. But if your wife cheat, then you cheat, so you wasn't no good husband. See, a good husband don't change because something happens. A good wife don't change because something happened. Now because he did this or he not doing or she not doing what you want to do, you treat them a little different, but you say you're a good husband, a good wife. I know this hitting somebody. When they pay me more on my job, I do a little bit more. So you're only a good worker because they keep giving you extra money. I need a raise. Everybody need a raise. The people on the company want to make more money. That's why they don't want to pay you no more money. I'm just saying. Do you want to be a good parent only when the kids are acting like they're supposed to be acting? See, you ain't got to be a good parent if the kids acting right. See, a good parent comes in when the kid's not acting right so you can line them back up. You got to take some hits. You got to take some blows. You got to know how to stand in there when the kids ain't doing right. They going to jail. They acting out. They talking crazy. All this kind of stuff. That's when you got to be a good parent. A good parent ain't because your kids acting right. The good parent come in when you got to steer them the right way. We don't need good parent when kids acting right. We need good parent when the kids not acting right, so they can get them some act right. Okay. Let me move on. Let me move on. Y'all about tired me, ain't y'all? All I'm saying is don't change your character to match your condition. Don't change your character to match your condition. When your kids acting up, now you want to cuss them out because they act. See, your character is, I don't cuss. I stay calm and talk to my kids. But they act up, now you want to get outrageous. You saying things you normally don't say. Now your spouse ain't doing what he's supposed to do. She ain't acting like she want to act. Oh, sure, I don't want this marriage no more. See, you didn't change your character because the condition of your marriage didn't change. Why is your character changing if you say this is who you are because the conditions have changed around you? We talking about Joseph. See, Joseph went from one extreme to the next, and he still was Joseph, wasn't he? He in a pit. He still loved his brothers. He gets sold to slavery. He still loved God. He's still doing right. Potiphar throw him in prison. He's still doing right. His condition changed one thing after another, and he still had the same character. The Lord is still with him because he's still doing right. Some of us, the Lord walk away from us because when the condition changed, we change. The Lord said, I can't be in that body. I can't be part of that temple no more because every time your condition change, you change. Your husband come home late from work, here you go. Where you been? The condition change, you change. Wife on the phone, who you on the phone with? No, nobody. Nobody, what you mean? You got to be on the phone with something. Condition change, you change. Your character shouldn't change because the condition changes. What about Joseph would change his character? Woo. We wouldn't be preaching about nothing right now. God had to raise somebody else up. Because somebody got to get him out of there. Don't let somebody take your place. Don't let nobody. See, God got you raised up for a purpose, but if he can't use you, he's going to lose you. Oh, I'm like, God, you don't want to thank God. Somebody write that down because these things I ain't got wrote down. God just give me some nuggets here. Just think about it. If God can't use you, he's going to lose you. What are he going to keep you around for if he can't use you? Every time he try to trust you, see, God has to be able to trust you. See, he can trust Joseph no matter what position he put him in. He still has the same character. Some of us, God can't trust. Because he knows if he get in this condition, you ain't going to act right. Your mouth is sassy. Your attitude is all off the chain. Oh, my God. Long as everything going good, you good. You the best Christian. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. But let that condition change. What? Mouth then got, ooh, Joe, ain't no telling what come out your mouth. Looking all upside somebody's head. Laying hands, but ain't the hands of a healing either. Snatching stuff from folks. Now you didn't get it till you want to take it back because the condition changed. They work with the wrong spirit. Let me move on. Like Joseph, it might have been easy to do well when he was running Potiphar's house, right? You know, it's easy to do well. But now he in prison. Can he do well when there is nothing to gain? And the only thing he got to gain is his character and his integrity. And he ain't got nothing to gain now. A lot of times we find out we would change who we are because of what we are dealing with. What we are facing at that moment can make us become bitter, upset, mad, hard to live with, hard to get along with because of the season that we are in. Do sometimes the things you go with, the things you deal with, make it hard to live with you? Make you mad? Make you upset? Make it hard to, you can come to church and some people you can't speak to some days. Because what they dealing with before they get to church, you can't even speak to them. That's why I say that sometimes just leave folks alone. Because their character change. Now, these people that you come in contact ain't did nothing to you, but you so upset by what they went on before you got here that your condition changed your character. You talk to me every day, but today you can't talk to me. I speak to you, look at me. Because you're dealing with something. That's when you need to speak the most. God can pull you out of it. You just open your mouth and speak, but instead, okay. Sometimes I go to work, I had to put on some of my favorite songs. They already know who made you mad, Herman. I said, I ain't mad. I said, I ain't mad. I'm just getting some help. I said, I put set free. You can pick a side if you want to. You already know who I roll with. You don't want no problem with me. You want a problem with? See, look at it. See, I'm telling you, boy. I tell them, Jonathan come in here, they say, who is it, Herman? Who is it? And they can pick a side if they want to. You already know who I roll with. Shoot. Man, I'm telling you. See, I don't stop speaking to them. I get help. I'm way off my notes and everything. I guess somebody probably need this. Oh, Jesus, I don't even know where I'm at. Let me find where I'm at. Most of our problems, you know what most of our problems is? We allow a temporary season, a temporary condition, change us to a permanent situation. See, it's just a temporary season in, but you're permanently changed. You got people still mad for something that happened in 1991. I mean, Eddie Murphy said, who broke that lamp in 72? People still mad. I ain't spoke to people in years. You don't even know what you're mad for, but you're mad. Well, they did something. Look, and all God wants to know, can you praise me in any type of season? That's all God wants to see. God trying to see, can you praise me in any type of season? I know you can praise me when you're up, but can you praise me when you're down? See, it was that. So he seen Joseph praising when he's in the pit. He seen Joseph praising because he gave him favor and Potiphar put him over everything, right? See, now he say, I want to see can Joseph praise me when he have no control of what happened. See, when you go to prison, you ain't got no control. You ain't got no light switch when you want your light to come on. No, you ain't cutting that thing on. Somebody control all that. You ain't gonna, I'm ready to lay down. No, you ain't. No, I'm getting up where I want to. No, you getting up. I don't feel like eating right now. Well, you won't eat if you don't eat now. They ain't gonna cook when you want them to cook. You ain't got no control of your life when you're in prison. They tell you what to eat, when to go to bed, when to get up, when you can take a shower, everything. It's control. So God said, can you praise me when you ain't got no control of your own life? And sometimes that's why we're going through the situations that we're going through, because God wants to see, can you praise me when you done lost control? Anybody feel like their life is out of control, their situation is out of control, that what they're going through is like is out of control. So you got to see, and when you can't be truthful with God, then he can't do nothing. See, raise your hand. If you feel like some things out of control in your life, you got to be truthful with God. God's out dealing truth. And a lot of times we don't want people to know we're going through some things. But God said, oh man, I'm not even going to get on that. I'm going to move on. Because you know if you're going through something. You know if things ain't right in your life. And you got to be real with God. He already know. You got to admit it, something's wrong. If you don't admit there's something wrong going on in your life, then he's like, well, I can see Jesus now. Jesus looking down. God, you saw the problem they got. What problem? He said he ain't got no problem. I asked him to raise his hand, but they didn't raise his hand. Then he said it again. Jesus, the pastor, asked him to raise his hand again. Is she going to raise his hand this time? Now you know she's going through. Well, I guess she ain't going through. Angels, come on back up. Sit right here. Have a seat right there. Because they ain't got no problems, they said. I asked them to have a problem. Because I'll get ready to send y'all down there and fix the problem today. But you didn't want to be you didn't want to be fake. You didn't want to be real. So you kept it in. So okay. That's how God do it. I mean, you ain't got to believe that. Keep going through. You believe it when you can continue to go through, and it's hard for you to get out. Because he deals in truth. Spirit and truth. Nothing else. See, I was just talking about this stuff the other day at work. Didn't know I was going to be preaching about it. But I was saying, can you do your best when there's no opportunity for promotion, for growth? Can you still do your best when you don't see no opportunity? I have a question. The people, the friends you hang around, do they see you as a person or do they see you as an opportunity? They don't see you as a friend sometimes. See, some people don't hang around you because you're an opportunity for them to get around town because you're the only one that got a car. They call you a friend, but actually just an opportunity. Think about it. You're just an opportunity for them to use you. So the people you hang with, do they see you as a real friend or do they see you as an opportunity, a way up, a way to get ahead? They only see you because they can use you for what they need to use you for. And if you ain't doing what they can use you for, then they don't talk to you, call you, or come around you. Now, Joseph in prison, and yet doing well without the opportunity, but the Lord was with him, and he found favor with the keeper of the prison. On your job might not look like a career. And you're thinking that, I'm working this job, but it don't look like the dream I had for my life. Can you imagine Joseph in prison? This don't look like the dream, God, but I want to do well anyway. As I said before, the one consistent thing Joseph had in his life was the Lord was with him. That's all we need to know when we're going through these trials and tribulations, when we're going through all these pitfalls, is that the Lord is with us. That the Lord is with us on our job, in our home, in our relationship, on those most difficult days when you want to walk out, when you want to walk away, when you want to throw in the towel, when you want to give up, when you want to quit. All you got to do is stop and remember. Look up and say, God is still with me. I know they might not be treating you fair. They may not be giving you the respect you want. They may not be talking to you like you want them to talk to you. But God said, I'm still with you. I'm still with you. Even though they mistreat you, I'm still with you. Even when it don't feel comfortable. Even when it don't look like I'm with you. I'm with you. That's the difference between God and people that we hang with. The difference between God and the people that we hang with is that in bad time, difficult time, hard time, some of them might leave, but God said, I'm still with you. Even in the pit, I'm with you. Even in the prison, I'm with you. See, when you go in a pit, you go to prison, you go to jail, some people ain't going to put nothing in your book, but God said, I'm with you. I'm in there with you. I'm not trying to call and ask you how you're doing or tell you don't say what you don't need to say because I was with you when you did what you did because I don't want to go to jail with you. Somebody going to get that in a minute. God said, I'm in there with you. I ain't calling and checking on you. I'm going to get in there. Just like he did with the Hebrew boys. He got in the fire with them, didn't he? He got in there with them. He wasn't on the outside looking in. Hey, I'm going to give y'all strength to hold out. I'm going to give you, no, God said, I'm in there with you. I'm in there with you in those difficult times. Even when there's no opportunity, God said, even when there's no opportunity for me to get a praise, I'm still with you. Somebody going to get this in a minute. Even when there's no opportunity for me to get a praise out of you in the midst of what you're going through, I'm still with you. Because I know when you're in prison, you might not feel like praising me, but I'm still with you. When you lose your job, you might not feel like praising me, but I'm still with you. When they mistreat you, abuse you, talk about you, it might not feel good, but guess what? You don't feel like praising me, I'm still with you. God is saying to somebody today, you're not praising me for what you're going through. You're praising me because I didn't leave you. I remember when I was in the hospital and I gave up on my own life. I thank God and praise God that he did not leave me to myself. When I gave up on life, he was still with me. See, if he was on the outside looking down and I gave up, I've been dead. But even though I gave up, he didn't leave me. He was with me and look at me today. I'm telling you, y'all, he's still with you. You may be between jobs, but the Lord's with you. You may have got a bad diagnosis, but the Lord is still with you. You may have pain in your body, aches in your body, but the Lord is with you. You may have a lump in your breast, but the Lord is still with you. You might can't get from A to B because your car messed up, but the Lord is with you. You didn't ask for this job, this promotion, but the Lord is with you. This child acting up, that child ain't behaving, but the Lord is still with you. You can't get this out your mind. You can't get that out your mind, but the Lord is still with you. You didn't went through this surgery and that surgery. You didn't went to that doctor and that doctor. They can't find out what's wrong with you, but the Lord is still with you. He's still with you. And as I close, this is my first close. since y'all always talk that stuff, I know y'all be talking. This is my first close. We should be like Paul. And we should be like Joseph. See, you got to be like Paul and Joseph. If you want to get with the Lord, look at somebody and say, get with me. Because the Lord is with me. Amen. Pitfall. The Lord is with me.